it's Julie with FoodStorageMadeEasy.net, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a rewind back to basics and talk a little bit about wheat. Now, when you first get into food storage, you hear a lot about wheat, and when I first got into food storage 2 years ago, I didn't even know what wheat looked like, I'll admit it. But basically, wheat is just what makes flour. And in its natural state, you can store it for 20 to 30 years without it going bad, whereas flour will go bad in a couple years. So to store for long-term food storage, or even for extended amount of time where you'll need your food storage, wheat is a great thing to store because it can make so many things. Now, to get the wheat into a flour, you need a grinder. And today I'm just going to tell you a little bit about two different options that I use and that I love. One is the Wonder Mill Electric, and the other is the Wonder Junior. It's a hand grinder that you can use with or without power. Now, I use my Wonder Electric probably 2 to 3 times a week. I use it to grind wheat into flour. I use it to grind corn into cornmeal. I use it to grind dry beans into bean flour. And with that, I can use it to thicken soups and make sauces and stuff. And you can use it to grind rice into rice flour. There's so many different uses for that. You cannot use this for oily things like nuts and flaxseed, but you can use a hand grinder. But like I said, I have power, so I use this all the time. But as we did the 7-day challenge this year, where we did a mock emergency where we had no power for a day, I quickly learned that I couldn't go without my staple, which is wheat. I use it all the time. And I ventured out to actually opening this out of the box and really using it, and I was thoroughly impressed with the results. So let me show you first the electric grinder real quick, and then I'll show you the hand grinder. Basically with the electric grinder, it's pretty foolproof. You turn it on before you fill it. There's 3 different settings: pastry, bread, and coarse. When you turn it on, as you can see, basically that just made a flour. And there's a lot of different kinds of wheats. There's hard wheat, soft wheat, red wheat, white wheat. Depending on your preference, you can use any of those. The white wheat, which is still a whole grain, tastes more like white flour, whereas the red wheat tastes more like the whole wheat nutty flavor. You can mix them up and grind all sorts of grains in here. The next one I want to show you is just the Wonder Junior. And like I said, you don't need power for this. It's clamped onto the counter. You pour the grain into the hopper, and then you, or you get one of your kids, just crank it. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit slower, and you wouldn't do this day to day if you had power, but it still makes a really nice, fine flour. So, basically, I would suggest analyze your needs, analyze why you're getting a grinder, what it's for. If it's to use food storage every day and to learn to actually use it, I definitely recommend the electric, and then when you can get around to it, get the hand grinder. If the only purpose you have it for is some kind of powerless emergency, then this is an incredible grinder. It works really well, and you can use it for a lot of things. So, if you have any questions, come visit us at FoodStorageMadeEasy.net, and we'll let you know more ways you can use your wheat.